Okay, so I I watched Corinna for the first time today. It was really good. Then another one is A Home of Our Own with Kathy Bates. Now, this had to be so long ago. Um, it's crazy. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie, but it's so good. A widow and her 6 children are looking for a fresh start. They spot an unfinished house and do whatever it takes to build a home of their own. And it doesn't include anything illegal, doesn't include prostitution, doesn't include um, any abuse to the kids whatsoever. It's such a good movie. You need to check it out if you haven't already. It is in English. It stars Kathy Bates, Edward Furlong, Soon Tek O, Clarissa Lesick, Sarah Schwab, Miles Fulner, Amy Sakasitz, and TJ Lowther. It's directed by Tony Bill. Such a great story, such a great movie. And like I said, I watched Corinna before. Uh, Now this one was really crazy. It was a comedy. Um, I guess A Home of Our Own is more of a drama. It's not funny at all. Um, Corinna is funny. It's about a widower played by Ray Liotta. A widower employs an astute nanny. She's way overqualified. Um, and she helps his daughter through grieving the passing of her mom. Their shared respect blossoms into affection and then love, which is highly, well, I'm not going to say that it's highly unlikely. Um, it could happen, okay? It stars Whoopi Goldberg as Corinna Washington, Ray Liotta, Tina Majorino, um, Joan Cusack. She's so crazy. Oh my God. It's really a comedy. Joan Cusack is crazy. Her scene is just, oh my God. She's amazing. Donna Michi um, is in the movie. Erica Yon, YOHN. Larry Miller, um, Lynn Shay, and Brent Spinner. It's so funny. It's a comedy drama. That's what it says. Set in Los Angeles suburbs in the 1950s. Um, and he hires a maid slash nanny. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to see the movie. Because they always do that. You know, as a black woman, even if you're college educated and very smart, the only job that you can get is as a nanny or a housekeeper, or, you know, it's ridiculous. Anyway, it says the first housekeeper Manny hires quickly proves to be a bad choice. Molly does not like her and spits milk in the woman's face. Now that's Joan Cusack is playing that maid and nanny. Manny decides to fire her after she crawls into bed with him one night, startling Manny awake. She goes, I'm doing everything else that the wife does. Should not be getting everything a wife would get. And that includes sleeping with the daddy. Mm. Here it goes. Say he asks her what she is doing, and she replies, I'm doing everything a wife does. Should not be getting everything a wife gets. Yes, she did. And she delivered it just like, I mean, the whole scene was so realistic and funny and weird and kind of horrific in a way, because it's kind of like If she really wanted to do him harm, she could have. She violated a trust. So crazy. So it says, soon afterwards, Corinna Washington, this is Whoopie, interviews for the position. Since Molly responds well to her, like he wasn't going to hire her, but because his kid reacted well to her, that's really why he hired her, okay? She forms a strong bond with Molly, that's the daughter, but by one or two nose taps, Corinna works out a system for Molly to communicate because she had stopped talking. Anyway, it's a good movie. So it says, at an office party, Manny is introduced to Jenny, a perky divorcee with two young sons, still struggling with losing his wife. He is not ready to date. This woman does come on pretty strong, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So both of these guys have their particular tribes or friend group, and his friend group is trying to get him to go with somebody that they think would be good for him, somebody who already has kids, blase blase. The thing about Jenny is she has two boys, and Manny has one daughter. This is not a good match whatsoever, but they figure she's cute, she's thin, and maybe they could have more kids together, but it's a no. She's not a good match for him at all. And then on her side, as far as Whoopi, on her side, Corinna, she, her sister or friend, I think maybe Jenifer Lewis is playing her friend. Jenifer Lewis is trying to hook Corinna up with the guy across the street who's tall and seems to be a nice man and all. But there's no connection between them. He has this big old dog, and Corinna does not seem to be dog friendly. She's not a dog person. It's just so weird. It's so weird. But anyway, that's what happens. Meanwhile, the grief-stricken little girl, she returns to her school where she is mocked for adding Corinna, the maid, to her family picture. She just doesn't know all of the different rules for fitting into white society. And I think it's because her mom didn't really teach her that. Her mom, when she died, was teaching her how to play piano. But there was no reason for her to teach her about race or anything like that, because there was nobody of any other race in their community and that she would come across. So this hiring the black nanny, hiring Corinna, created these whole other problems. And you can see where being exposed to Corinna was adding to Molly's life. But Corinna was not getting anything from being Molly's nanny, which has always been the way for black women and raising white kids. They give, they teach, they help them build self-esteem, and the children receive culture and insight and wisdom, but the black mother, the black lady, doesn't receive anything. She doesn't receive anything of any significance, even as far as money to be able to buy her own car. She was driving Molly's mom's car, but she never got a car of her own. She couldn't afford a car of her own because she's not making any money and she's college educated, but she can't get a job. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's why I never saw the movie. Those aspects of the movie I despise. I hate it. And I didn't want to support it because of that reason. We need the white savior, the white man, to find some value in the black woman and marry her. So what? So she can get the first wife's house, raise the first wife's kid, and drive the first wife's car, the deceased wife's car. It's ridiculous. Anyway, they never made a Corinna 2, so we know what happened with the marriage and all of that. But we did see, like, he wanted to take Corinna out to dinner, and the other white patrons at the restaurants freaked out. The neighbor freaked out. The neighbor called his mama on him because of Corinna. The mother didn't like Corinna being around because the little girl Molly started putting braids in her hair. You know, like not even braids, but just plaits. And that was a problem. It's just a lot. So anyway, you should check it out. You should check it out. And spoiler alert, the movie ends not with them getting married or anything like that. But you know, it's a good movie. I'm kind of on the. I like the comedic part of it. I don't like the portrayal of Corinna as a nanny. You know, they could have made her a neighbor, but they had to put her as the help. And it's like, how many times do we have to see this movie? How many times? It's we've seen this story a million times, and it sucks. And yeah. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna finish watching A Home of Our Own. This movie, Corinna, had moderate box office success, grossing $20 million in the U.S. The film received polarized reviews from many film critics criticizing Nelson's failure to fully address the complications surrounding a romantic interracial relationship in the 1950s. Looks like he wanted to go there, but had to get rid of it in editing. I'm sure that there's lots more that went on, but it ended up on the cutting room floor. Roger Ebert confessed that he enjoyed it, but wrote, "Seems almost as shy as the characters about the charged issues of race and romance." After it was over, I felt that yes, it was warm and good-hearted, but there was more of a story there to be told. Jason Maslin of the New York Times praised the actors and actresses for their work on it, but echoed a similar criticism regarding Manny and Corinna's relationship. The affection between them was evident, but not even by the end of the story was Miss Nelson decided has Miss Nelson decided what sort of affection it is. That may be true to life, but for an otherwise mainstream movie, it's trouble. On Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 37% rating based on 19 reviews. So yeah, this race thing is a hot mess, honey. It's a hot mess, and this film was done in oh Lord, it was done in 1994, 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. Yeah. It was directed by Jessie Nelson in her feature film directing debut. And you should see this wig that that Whoopie has on. Lord have mercy. And why they chose Whoopi to be the love interest instead of Jenifer Lewis, I will never know. I will never know. To me, Jenifer Lewis is definitely leading lady material, and why she's always cast as the mother or the friend, but she's never been like the femme fatale. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's that on that. Hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.